Hey guys, Glomus here again. Yeah, this is another 2013 test, but this time we're doing something different. This is actually more of a, how long is it going to take me to render this, and then how long will it take it to upload to the internet test, as opposed to any more specific outcome here. I'm actually currently setting myself a timer on my phone, even as we speak, to record precisely for 20 minutes. So this video may cut off, I'm starting now, this video may cut off in the middle, and I may even get up and walk away during parts of it, because again, excuse me, that this is a test. So you know what? Let's have some fun. I'm going to see if there is anybody online. Do I expect there to be? Not even the slightest. So no games found. Let's try free for all. No. Well, I mean, I'm playing, you know, 3, 4, I don't know. I'm playing really old software here. I can't complain too much. So, on second thought, let's just go to the campaign. So we're going in here now, looking at the loading screen of a card I don't actually recognize. I only started playing Magic the Gathering during the end of the Return to Ravnica block. I believe about the time Dragon's Maze came out. So, there's a lot of older stuff I don't know. If it isn't a modern staple, I probably missed it. Now, it took me forever to actually beat Nicol Bolas the first time I played this, when I was a much more newbie player, and you know what? There's no time like the present to try again. And sure, this white deck served me okay so far. Let's kick this into gear and see what happens. Alright, so it's giving me some information about Bolas. He's a mastermind, emperor, ancient one, a really old dragon. He likes just wrecking face. His quote, "The finest pawns are those with pawns of their own." Okay, that's hardcore. Let's see, his allies are Sark and Vol, though not anymore. His enemies are Johnny Goldmane, hell yeah. He's associated with Liliana and Jace. He seems to have plans for Jace. He made a deal with Liliana that involved manipulating the Mind Mage. This is all in Magic Origins, apparently. Some people speculate that a person called the Raven Man, who was in Liliana's point, is actually Nicol Bolas, the ancient elder dragon, who, let's face it, he has claws and everything. He's a total asshole, and he's actually a pretty cool guy. You know, as far as evil villains go, not everybody can be a cool hero. Alright, so let's go ahead and launch on into this. I am prepared to get absolutely wrecked. But as far as it goes, this hand seems fine. So we'll go ahead and keep it, drop planes, pass turn to Nicol Bolas. Now this guy, Nicol Bolas, is in what are called Grixis colors. That's black, red, and blue. And he opens with a mountain. Let's see if he's going to do anything with it this turn. Actually, he is. Mox Jet! The freaking... Okay, this is time where we talk about the Power 9. The 9 most powerful Magic cards ever printed, and have not been reprinted since the very early 90s. Well, Nicol Bolas freaking cheats, because here he goes dropping one right now, meaning that now by casting this free artifact, note the 0 mana cost, it taps for black mana, meaning essentially he just got to play a second land on his first turn. Now we're in trouble. But maybe it's still not enough. Maybe he can't do anything with it. Oh god, what is he doing? What was that? I missed something here, so let's take a look. Okay, actually all he did was Swamp Cycle, I think. Maybe it was Mountain, I wasn't paying that much attention. That's probably a problem. To tell you what those are, Swamp Cycling and Mountain Cycling is, by discarding this card and paying 2 mana, he can search his library for any one of that particular type of land. Yay! So that's guaranteeing that he is making his land drops. Oh boy. Okay, getting out of that, I drew another planes this turn. Yay! Which really isn't what I needed. What I'm going to go ahead and do, though, is I'll play Squadron Hawk and actually hope that my deck has multiple copies of them. Because if I remember what, yeah, there we go. Wait, that was it? Anyway, if I remember what Battle Cry does, I have to actually do damage in order to activate that. It gets... what? Oh, no. I was thinking of something else. Oh well. Whatever, I'm a noob. I'm going to get horribly wrecked here. Alright, Bolas did indeed Swamp Cycle. He got that swamp and he still hasn't done anything? Well, unfortunately, drawing away lands isn't going to get me anywhere either. So I'm going to go ahead and play that quarter paladin in order to hope to try to get in for some extra damage. And we're going to go ahead and ping Nicol Bolas with a 1/1 hawk this turn. Take your bird to the face, Elder Dragon. I got your birds right here. He's not going to appreciate that. He's going to kill me. Oh yeah, and I actually have to press the attack button. So, we're going to go ahead and knock Nicol Bolas down to 19, which really isn't going to do a lot of good for us. It's just going to piss him off. And, well, you know what? That's okay. That's just fine. Next turn, we'll be swinging in for as much as potentially 6 damage if he doesn't have a blocker. But by the time... Yep, there's the third color. We are now going into pain tab. Still no? Nicol, you feeling okay, buddy? I was kind of expecting a little more from you here. What do I want to do here? No, I think what I need to do is go ahead and do combat, because you always go to combat before you cast your spells, unless it, directly affects the combat, because that way you don't get blown out by as many instant speed things, and you have your mana up to threaten combat tricks of your own. Okay, so we got in there for 5 damage. We're doing pretty good. I'm going to go and play Captain's Call, because if my Battlecry person stays alive, that's going to add up really fast. Alright, so Bolas draws. He makes his land drop. He's got 6 cards in his hand. What is this? Bolas, buddy! I remember just having to grind against this deck for hours last time we fought. And I'm not being hyperbolic, people. This guy shreked me over and over and over. And I'm sorry, I'm just not getting it here. Now, I am going to play something pre-combat here because it'll make my creature more powerful and will keep it vigilant and able to attack. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and activate the equip cost ability, putting it on the 3/1 Battlecry dude. And I actually, did I make landfall? Yeah, okay, I did play land this turn. Which means I could even play Squadron Hawk, but that we are going to save till post-combat. And in fact, I might just hold it up entirely because I have a really bad feeling about this. Alright, let's go ahead and attack the whole trailer park here and see what happens. If we get in for this, we're going to knock Nicol Bolas down to only 3 life. Maybe the white weenie strategy was the right one to bring to this fight in the first place. Alright, I'm going to hold up that Squadron Hawk like I said, just so I have something in case he does something completely degenerate. Okay, I'm really not sure why he didn't do that pre-combat, but not take... God, how much more damage? Well, no one ever accused the AI of being brilliant here. Yeah, he could have prevented... God, he could have prevented himself from taking 7 damage this turn by... Yeah, 7 damage this turn by doing that. And unless he's got something sick... Oh, crap. He does have something sick right now. Okay, so this is a Titan. The Titans were a cycle of creatures, 1 in each color, that were... Let's stop the timer here and zoom in on this. These guys each had a powerful enter the battlefield or attack ability. This one puts 2 2/2 black zombie creatures on the token. That is 10 power and toughness for 6 mana. And it has Death Touch. I mean, yeah, a 6/6 is probably going to kill most things it fights anyway, but damn! And all the others, they were no less powerful. Grave Titan's one of the better ones, but Frost Titan, I believe was the name, holds up pretty well. And the green one, Primeval Titan, every time it enters the battlefield or attacks, you search your library for any 2 lands. That gets very painful very fast. Fortunately, though, Nicol Bolas did forget one crucial thing. I have a flyer, and he does not. Now I kind of wish I had played my other Squadron Hawk, but there's no time like the present. The first thing we're going to do is, once again, we're going to activate our ability here to equip to Squadron Hawk. This will make him even. This will give him vigilance and let me keep him up. And now we are also going to combat. I'm not worried about him blowing me out here, and even if he blocks 3 of my soldiers, I'll still get in with one of them, pinging him down to a single life. Or we would if I wasn't an idiot who doesn't know how to count. Frick. Double frick. Triple frick? Okay, for some reason I thought I had 4 tokens, but... no, it's just that I had a crummy draw. I'm just trying to give him a fighting chance, I'm being magnanimous in near victory. God, I'm an idiot. Okay, passing the turn back to Bolas. Now the thing is, yeah, he's at 2 life, but 2 is not 0, and he is about to be in range of his most powerful ability, and I guarantee you he's going to find it here. It's a powerful spell. It costs 8 mana, but it will require me to sacrifice multiple permanents, discard multiple cards. Oh look, I have to sacrifice one of my creatures right now, which means that unfortunately the clock is no longer on, because now I cannot win next turn by damage alone. It's also about to get very gross because here comes the pain train, and he got 2 more zombies because of his Titan's ability. Whew, this one's gonna hurt for a long, long time. I can't afford to block here. I've got to keep my attacker up and just hope I draw a way to deal a lot of extra damage next turn. And we have to get it for 1 extra. And actually, now that I think about it, the artifact on my Squadron Hawk will put a +1/+1 counter on him, giving me the win. A win I do not deserve because I played that like an idiot. And now he does still have 3 mana up, so let's hope the AI continues to be as dumb as we think it is, or hope that he just doesn't have access to a kill spell. Because if he does, we are going to get trampled under a zombie horde next turn. Unfortunately, he did not. And we have defeated Nicobolus, the Elder Dragon. And we have unlocked Audric, the Master Tactician. I'll let you read for yourself why this is something we want in our deck. A 3/4 first strike for 4, that's pretty good. And whenever he and at least 3 other creatures attack, you choose which creatures block and how they block this turn. Yeah, I'm just going to send all your blockers to block this one little 1/1 token over here, so the rest of my guys, we're just going to get through and smack you in the face. That's phenomenal. Okay, well, I did say I was going to record this for at least 20 minutes to see how it shakes out, and I've got 8 more minutes to go. So let's back things up a bit and try fighting somebody else. Let's see, who's here? We have Yiva. Who the heck is it? What's a Yiva? However, we also have Jace. Jace is one of the Planeswalkers in Magic Duels. He has also been in a bunch of sets. He's kind of the face, quote-unquote, of Magic right now. And let's go ahead and throw ourselves in here and see how we do against the Architect of Thought, the Living Guild Pact, the... Ooh, a cutscene. That's different. What other titles does this fool have? He has several. That's the art for Jace's Ingenuity. I know that. That one lets you draw 3 cards at instant speed for 5. There he's going all blue-face regeneration style. And, okay. Ooh, Jace the Memory Adept. I forgot about that one. Yeah, you see that 0 ability in the middle of his card there? Target player puts the top 10 cards of his or her library into the graveyard. If you resolve that in a limited format, which only uses 40 card decks, your opponent, and by the time you cast this, you've probably drawn at least 12 cards, starting hand of 7 and 5 to get to this point, 5th turn. That means your opponent has 2 turns to live if they don't deal with Jace, and that's kind of gross. Winning by deck out's usually not a reliable strategy, but dang if in limited, it doesn't work with Jace. Never had a chance to do this, unfortunately, but I know people that do. I still consult with them, even though that makes them terrible people. We have things we can do, and if we draw a land for the next... any land in the first 3 draws, we'll be on par to cast Glorious Anthem or Fiend Hunter. So this seems good. Okay, but it's not actually our turn. I missed the whole glowy thing around Jace. Alright, what's he doing? Put the top 2 cards of my library into my graveyard, and then he gets to draw a card. Jace is kind of a dick. Alright, let's see what we lost here. Well, we lost the planes we wanted. Oh god, we lost 2 planes, both of which we wanted. Thanks, Jace. Well, there's only so much you can do about that. Go ahead and play our land for the turn and pass the turn over to our opponent. Hopefully he doesn't do that again and hit more of my lands, because if I don't hit them soon, I'm in a big trouble. Let's see what he's doing this time. Jace's Erasure. Whenever you draw a card, you may have target player put the top card of his or her library into the crud. Yep, Jace is playing the mill deck. Let's see what we do here. We'll be able to count the number of cards I have left in my deck. It's on my little portrait down the lower left-hand corner. I just drew a card, and it was a Plains, thank God. That puts me at 50, Jace is at 51. So even though he's already milled me for 2, and starting at each of his draw steps from now on, he's going to mill me for another one, we're still in this. Okay, so step 1, go ahead and drop the Accorder Paladin, because at 3 power a turn, if he doesn't start playing some creatures, we can just beat him to death long before this whole mill thing becomes an issue. When I say mill, that's what I mean by discard cards off the top of the deck. I'm not actually quite certain where the phrase comes from. It's just been trading card game parlance for a long time. Oh look, 2 more cards off the top. Here we go. We're down to 47. Let's see what he hits. Looks like raise the alarm, and I wish it would show them one at a time. Draw a card. If the graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, draw 3 instead. Well, remember his enchantment? That means we're milling again. Here we go. Okay, we just lost another little knight. That's okay. And we're still drawing our lands, meaning we are staying on curve. I'm trying to decide what's more important to do here, and I think the Glorious Anthem is more important than the Ring of Thune. That gets us the 1 damage in right now and gives us an additional toughness, which I think will make a big difference. I'm not actually sure why. Blue doesn't do a lot in direct damage. If anything, I just have to worry about him returning it to my hand or discarding it somehow. But anyway, making this a 4-power creature puts him on a 5-turn clock right now. And unless he has some really sick mill I don't know about, we have 39 cards. Our clock is much faster than his. Especially considering that this turn, it seems he did not actually have a thing. Alright, let's take a look and see what we get here. We have a new 2 toughness creature we can drop, or we can drop the Ring of Thune, giving our creature vigilance, and putting +1/+1 counters on it each turn, and then just playing Fiend Hunter. But I may exile another target creature, but I kind of don't trust myself to not screw this one up. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to go ahead and play this. We're going to go ahead, use its activated ability, and equip it to our creature so that it can stay vigilant while we attack this turn. That being said, it's time to go to combat. We are going to go ahead and swing in and see if we can't speed this clock up even more by smacking our opponent right in the face. And believe me, if you've read enough stories about Jace, smacking him in the face is something you will want to do. Alright, the opponent's down at 12, we're sitting pretty at 20, but again, he's not trying to damage our life, he's trying to damage our deck. And for anybody who's watching this who doesn't know, if you, at the beginning of your turn, have to draw a card and have no cards left in your deck to draw, you lose. You get nothing. Good day. Jace gets up to his 5th land, and this is the part where we have to worry about a spell called Traumatize, which if he plays it, if it's even in this, I don't know, I put half my deck into my graveyard. Suddenly we'll be in big trouble. Okay, he has to put a clone on the battlefield, and in this case it's going to be my creature. This is where Fiend Hunter, the card in my hand that I almost played last turn, is going to come through and work like gangbusters. Because now all I have to do is cast it, and when it enters the battlefield I can exile a creature our boy Jace controls. And we're just going to get rid of his copy. Alright, so now that that's off the field, we don't have to worry about that anymore. And I played this one pre-combat. Yeah, I know, I broke my own rule. Rules are made to be broken, right? So mostly so that I could get through without having to worry about him blocking and just trading with my creature. And now that he can't, we're going to knock him down to 7. We threaten lethal on board next turn, and since I'm not really worried about him doing some sort of board wipe, I'm also going to play the Master Decoy, just so that if he does play any more creatures, I can just tap them down with his creature's activated ability and win the game. I mean, yeah, I also, have another Fiend Hunter in my hand, but no, there's no such thing as too much redundancy when you're up against the Architect of Thought. Into the Royal. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Oh, jolly good. So he's returning my Fiend Hunter to my hand, which means his creature returns to the battlefield under his control. Doesn't it? Yeah, there it is, it's back. Okay, well fortunately though, it's not going to be enough, or is it? Okay, he does. He has another blocker. Well, then it's a darn good thing I brought this guy to the party, huh? Well, except I have to tap him to do it, which means I'm still going to come up short 1 damage this turn. Unless I draw planes, in which case, bleh, I didn't. However, I did draw this instead. Pacifism. Alright, step 1, play the Fiend Hunter. Which once again is going to allow us to exile one of his creatures. So we're going to go ahead and exile the Cephalophid, Broker, Cephalthid. Well, I'm going to assume I'm pronouncing that right. Whatever. Anyway, so now we've pacified his quarter paladin, or rather his not a quarter paladin. That's mine, dang it. Whatever. Fact is, though, he can no longer block. He's tapped out, meaning he has no way to counter us and no way to threaten combat tricks. We're going to swing in for 9 damage to the face of Jace. Ladies and gentlemen, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Ooh, I forgot about that one. That's a sick card. That is down. And I earned another card. A 2/2 Intimidate creature. Well, they printed Intimidate in white? I didn't know they even did that. Like I say, I don't know my older cards very well. Alright, remember how I said I was going to do this for 20 minutes for a test? Well, there's 33 seconds left on the clock. What is a man to do for 33 seconds. Alright, quick, let's jam Audric into the deck. I kind of meant to do that in the first place. So I guess we go to Deck Manager, sit through the Vampire Nighthawk loading screen. Okay, let's see. There's a thing that we have. And, whoa. So, wait, it adds the cards to our deck as we unlock them? So we're at 63. That's... I wish I'd known that. I would cut some things. You know, you never want to play with more than 60 cards in your deck. It's never a good idea. And that being said, I'll elaborate more on that next time because that was the alarm. Thanks for watching.